Hi, Dham friends. I am Bante Dhammalankara from the Forest Monastery, North Central Province in Sri Lanka. So, as usually, before we start today, we invite Wewathenne to listen this Dhamma. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Nirajasa Sunantu Saggamokkadam Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayang Badanta. So let's together pay homage to our great teacher, Samma Sambuddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Thero. Today we are going to learn about Naළakapānasuttaṃ sutta. This Naළakapānasuttaṃ sutta is included into the Majjhima Nikaya. In second book, we can see this sutta. In second book, in the Bhikkhu Vagga, we can see this Naළakapānasuttaṃ sutta. There is a discussion in this sutta about between Buddha and Venerable Anuruddha. So there are so many Dhamma factors in this sutta which helps to develop our saddha faculty. Buddha wanted to advise us to develop our saddha. They wanted to encourage his disciple, and Buddha wanted to clear understanding about Buddha in them, in those bhikkhus. So therefore Buddha asked some question about why Buddha does this kind of thing. What is the meaning, this kind of behavior of the Tathagata? So Buddha asked that kind of question in this sutta. So let's go to the sutta. Evam mestam ekam samayam bhagava kosalesu viharati. Kosalesu viharati Naළakapāpe palasavan. At that time Buddha was staying at Kosalan country. Naළakapāpe. In the Naළakapāpa village, Palasavane, Palasa growth. So then Atako Sambhavala Abhiññāta Bhikkhu. There were so many well-known, very rich plantments. Abhiññāta means well-known. There were so many very rich, well-known bhikkhus. Bhagavantam Uddisa Saddha Agarasma Anagaryam Pabbajita Hunti. So many clansmen have come to the Buddha Sasana out of faith from home life into the homelessness under the Buddha. Then, so among them, Venerable Anuruddha, Venerable Ananda, Venerable Kundavadana, and Venerable Revatha, Venerable Bhagu Kimbila, Anyacha Abhinyata Kulaputta. Not only those names, there were so many, any other, another well-known bhikkhus in that team. So, Naḷakapānasuttaṃ Bhagava. So, there are now, you can image, there are so many bhikkhus, large number of bhikkhus. Then, at that time, Buddha, Atako Bhagava, the Bhikkhu Sangha Pariyuto Abbokase Nisinno Hoti. So, then Buddha seated in the open. In the open means, so Abbokase means in the open. So, it is Abbokase means it's calm and quiet place. Abhiokasa, calm and quiet place. In a calm and quiet place, Buddha seated. Some Bhikkhu Sangha Pariyuto surrounded large number of bhikkhus. So, Atako Bhagavate Bhikkhu Te Kulaputte Arabha Bhikkhu Amantesi. Then, Buddha addressed the bhikkhus in order to discuss, in order to inquire, in order to check their intention with to that bhikkhus. Te Kulaputte Arabha. Te Kulaputte Arabha means Buddha wanted to understand intention of those rich people, rich monk. Rich people means they have come to the Buddha Sasana from very rich families or very famous families. So, why Buddha wanted to ask this question in this Naḷakapānasuttaṃ? Sutta number is 88 in Majjhima Nikaya. So, why this question was asked? So, they have come to the Buddha Sasana after abandoning huge wealth. Sometimes some kings have come to the Buddha Sasana. So, Bhadya was a king. In this team, there was a monk named Bhadya. He was a king. And Anuruddha, Venerable Anuruddha was a very rich person. So, they have abandoned large number of money and the huge wealth. So, after abandoning that kind of things, so many precious things, now are you happy? That is what the Buddha asked. Atako Bhagava Te Kulaputtya, that is what the Buddha's intention, asking this kind of questions. Thus this Kachite Bhikkhave Bhikkhu Abhirata Brahmacharya. Do you delight in the Brahmacharya? That is the question. So, but Buddha asked this question 3 times. No one. Then those bhikkhus were silent. Atakote bhikkhu tunya hai. Buddha asked this question 3 times, but they did not answer. Then Buddha think this. Yannunahan Thero bhikkhu punchayanti. I had better ask them separately. So then Buddha addressed the Venerable Anuruddha. Then Buddha asked this. Kachi tumme Anuruddha abhirata brahmachari. Then Venerable Anuruddha said, Taggamayam bante abhirata brahmachari. Anuruddha, do you stay? Do you delight in the holy life or brahmacharya? Then Venerable Anuruddha said, exactly, Venerable Sir. We delight in the brahmacharya. Then that is the answer. We delight in the brahmacharya. So Buddha said this. Etanko tummakam patirupam anuruddha yantum me saddha agarasma anagaryam pabhajita. Exactly, Anuruddha, this is very excellent. Etanko tummakam patirupam means excellent. So having abandoned huge wealth, having abandoned large number of money or gold, silver, so many precious things. Now, if you don't suffer about that, that is great. That is what the first. So Buddha said this. Anuruddha, having become a monk in that way, what do you do? And Buddha said this before us, that some monk come to the Buddha Sasana, some monk come to the Buddha Sasana to hide from kings. Some kings wanted to catch some people. Then they wanted to hide from king. They come to the Buddha Sasana. And some thieves follow some people and they want to hide from thieves. They come to the Buddha Sasana. And some people have no money. Some people don't have money and they come to the Buddha Sasana. And some people can't live can't live, so they come to the Buddha Sasana. And some people are scared to live in the society. They come to the Buddha Sasana. So there are that kind of there was that kind of people in that period. So then Buddha said, Anuruddha, you have come to the Buddha Sasana without this kind of intention. But you have come thinking this. So now Buddha explained about those bhikkhus' intention. Oth apichakomhi. So we understood. So then Venerable Anuruddha and other those bhikkhus' intention, Buddha explained now. Otinno mi jatiya jaraya maranena soke paridevi dukke domanase dukko tinno dukko pareto. So you decided, you considered, I am a victim of birth, aging, death, and of sorrow, lamentation, displeasing, despair, pain. So I am a victim of suffering and prey to suffering. Considering thus, I had better Yannu Nahang Apevanama this all mass of suffering. I would end this mass of suffering. I had better end this mass of suffering. So considering this, that you have come to the Buddha Sasana. So that is your intention. Under the Nanutumme under the Evam Pabajita. Under the don't you come to the Buddha Sasana in this kind of idea? Yes, Venerable Sir, we come to the Buddha Sasana in this considering this kind of idea. So then again Buddha asked this. Under the Evam Pabbajito Samana. Evam Pabbajito Kimasakaranya. What should you do after having come to the monkhood? So now Buddha explained this. This is very important. Vivicheva anuruddha kamehi vivekam anuruddha kamehi vivekam akusalehi vivekam anuruddha kamehi vivekam akusalehi piti sukha nadikacche anyangadato santara. So if you don't get piti and sukha, rapture and pleasure, piti and sukha, rapture and pleasure, if you don't get this rapture and pleasure, secluded from unwholesome state, secluded from karma, secluded from sensual pleasure. So then, or more than that, you can't stay in the Buddha Sasana. So that means if you don't have piti and sukha, your mind invade covetousness and remain it. Abhijjapi chittam paryadaya tittati. Covetousness invade your mind if you don't have piti and sukha. And vyapadampi chittam paryadaya tittati. Ill will invade your mind and remains it. Sloth and torpor invade your mind. Thena middampi chittam paryadaya tittati. Sloth and torpor invade your mind and remain it. Restlessness and remorse invade your mind and remains it. And doubt invade your mind and remains it. And discontent invade your mind and remains it. Doubt vichikicca chittam paryadaya tittati. And weariness invade your mind and remains it. So there are some hindrances here. So some places we can see 5 hindrances, 5 nivaranas. So here we can see 8 nivaranas, 7 nivaranas. So arati and tandi. Arati pi chittam paryadaya tittati. Tandi pi chittam paryadaya. 7 nivaranas, 7 hindrances here. So why these 7 hindrances invade our mind? Why do these 7 hindrances invade our mind? If you don't have piti and sukha, if you don't have rapture and pleasure. So if we don't have rapture and pleasure, piti and sukha, we can't practice Dhamma continually. So some people try to start to practice Buddhism, but they can't practice continually. Why? They don't get the Preeti and Sukha. So we can't abandon the sensual desire if we don't have Preeti. So that is the meaning. Then Buddha said, if someone have Preeti and Sukha, his mind, if someone have Preeti and Sukha, desire does not invade his mind and remain. And if someone has Preeti and Sukha, ill will does not invade his mind and remain. Sloth and torpor does not invade his mind and remain. Restlessness and remorse does not invade his mind. Discontent does not invade his mind and remain. Doubt does not invade his mind and remain. Weariness does not invade his mind and remain. Why? If we have Preeti and Sukha, rapture and pleasure. So that is the reason. Then Buddha asked, now that is okay. Now Buddha again asked this. Anuruddha, now again Buddha asked this question. Anuruddha, what do you think about Tathagata? Do you think about Tathagata in this way? Tathagata does not Tathagata have not abandoned defilement completely. Tathagata have good mindfulness. Therefore, Tathagata maintain those maintain living. That means with very keen attention or very with the mindfulness, Tathagata maintain live in this world. Then Venerable Anuruddha says, no, Venerable Sir, we don't think in this way. We don't think in that way. We think we know Buddha has abandoned all the defilements completely. So Buddha don't want live without keen attention. Buddha doesn't have any disturbance from defilements. That is what the Venerable Anuruddha said. Then Buddha said, yes, Anuruddha, that is how Tathagata has eradicated all the defilements. So therefore, Tathagata don't want pay any attention about the defilement when he live. So we have to do that. When we live, we have so many asavas in our mind. So we have to pay our intention. We have to pay keen attention, not to get disturbed from the defilements. So Buddha don't do it. Buddha have eradicated all the defilements. So why Buddha asked this question? Among those large number of bhikkhus, some bhikkhus doesn't have clear saddha about the Tathagata. So Buddha wanted to develop and check their saddha. So that is, then Buddha said, you should think in that way, Tathagata. And again ask this next question. Anuruddha, what do you think? Do you know why that do you know why does Tathagata reveals where his disciple reborn after the death? Anuruddha, do you know why that Tathagata reveals where his disciple reborn after the death? Then Venerable Anuruddha says, Bhagava Mulakano Bhante Dhamma, Bhagava Patisarana, Bhagavantange Patisarana, Bhagavantange Patibhadu, Etas Bhasitas Atto. So Buddha is the Bhagava Mulaka, Buddha is the origin for this Dhamma. Bhagava Nettika, Buddha is the pioneer to this Dhamma. Bhagava Patisarana, Buddha is the base to this Dhamma. And Buddha would explain, it is better, Buddha would explain this Dhamma. Having heard from the Buddha, from the Tathagata, Bhikkhu Dharasatiti. Bhikkhu will remain this Dhamma. So that is what the invitation. So then Buddha said, Buddha says this, Anuruddha, Tathagata don't preach Dhamma, na jana kuhanatta. Buddha preached Dhamma not for convert people into the Buddhism. Naḷakapānasuttaṃ. Buddha preached Dhamma not kuhanattaṃ means not for surprise the people. Sometimes Buddha preached Dhamma very important factors and some so when some people died after his death, Buddha says this person reborn here, this person reborn there, so and so, such and such places. So Buddha revealed those things. Then Buddha don't do that with the idea of convert people into the Buddhism and to surprise the people and not for gain, honor and renown. And Buddha don't want to don't hope any reputation by saying that. So, but Buddha says this. Atti Santi Chandruddha Kulaputta Ulara Veda Ulara Pamujja Te Tatattaya Chittang Upasanharati. There are some people, some clansmen, they have good understanding, they have good saddha, and having heard this, they try to practice, try to be such a person. That means some people, when some people died, Buddha reveals this person has go to the Tusita. So this person become Arahant. This person did not, this person don't reborn again. So when Buddha explained this, one who knows that person, study his life. So Tatattaya Chittang Upasanharati. Try to be such a person. And that is why Buddha explained where his disciple reborn after the death. Again, Buddha said this. After some people died, Buddha explained, Tathagata explained, this person became non-returner. He went to the Brahmaloka. He don't come to the human world again. So he has eradicated 5 fetters. So having heard that, some people who knows that person try to follow his life. How does he live in this human world? That is why Buddha explained about his rebirth. Again, someone died, and Buddha reveals that person was a once returner. Then one who knows that person try to be such a person. Why? He knows about that person's virtues, saddhancha, silanta, sutancha, chagancha, anusarati. He recollect that person's saddha and virtuous and listening, and doing that, they try to become such a person. In the same way, some bhikkhuni passed away. Then Buddha says that bhikkhuni was an arahanta. Then bhikkhunis try to be such a person, such a bhikkhuni. Some upasaka died. Then Buddha revealed that upasaka was a non-returner. Then who knows that upasaka try to be such a person. Some upasika died. Then Buddha revealed that upasika was a non-returner. Then the one who knows that upasika try to study his character, his life, his qualities which he hold. So then tatattaya cittang upasanharati. That upasikas, or then woman, try to do such upasika. That is why Buddha explained their rebirth. So therefore, Buddha Tathagata don't want any kind of convert people into the Buddhism. Tathagata don't want surprise people. Tathagata don't hope gain renown and honor, and Tathagata don't hope any reputation. So that is the end of the sutta. So friends, today we discuss about the Naළakapānasuttaṃ in the Majjhima Nikaya. So if you have any idea or question about that sutta, please ask me. So I am happy to answer your questions. We have today joined with us Janaki Balasurya, Janaki Amma, and Rian Martin, greeting Bante from the and Kumu, and Elinis, the Elinis, and Minal Scott. Bhumika Angani. So, Rian, South America. Dhammika has a question: how to get rid of the destruction of thoughts of close relatives who have passed away. Distraction means I am not clear about the distraction. It is better clear about the distraction. Can you clear about this word distraction? So until clear this, I will answer this. Bante, it is possible for Sotapanna to lay person. Exactly. In this sutta, we can see in this sutta, we can see some person passed away or died. Then Buddha reveals that person was Sotapanna. So he has eradicated first three fetters: Sakkaya Ditthi, Vicikicca, Silabhata, Paramasa. So there were so many non-returners, so many stream enters in the Buddha Sasana who spend lay life. So we can't there were so many lay person who have become Sotapanna. Therefore, lay person can attain Sotapanna. So what should we do to become a Sotapanna, attain Sotapanna? There are four main factors, parts. Kalyana Saddhammasavana, Yoniso Manasikara, Dhammanudhamma Patipatti. So, Kalyana association, Kalyana. First thing, you should associate Kalyana Mittas. You should have Kalyana Mittas. You have to find who are the Kalyana Mittas. So they should have the people who have knowledge, Dhamma knowledge, and people who have Sila, people who have Panya, and people who have Bhausutta. Bhausutta means he should know the Buddha's Dhamma. and people who have generosity. With these special qualities, we should understand about the Kalyana Mitta. So he should know Buddha's Dhamma. Who is that? He is the Kalyana Mitta. So he doesn't teach his own idea. He explained about the Buddha's teaching. So that is how you can understand a Kalyana Mitta. So you should have that kind of Kalyana Mittas. You should associate. The first thing, Saddhammasavana. You should listen Dhamma. That is called Sutame Jnana. You have to develop your Sutame Jnana. So what should you know? You know about the Four Noble Truth clearly. So the noble truth of the origin, noble truth of the suffering, noble truth of the origin of the suffering, noble truth of the cessation of suffering, noble truth of the way leading to the suffering. That is what you should know, you should hear, and you should clarify, you should clear in your mind them. So that is the two side from other side, outside. Saddhammasavana and Kalyana Mitta. Sevana. And Yoniso Manasikara. You should contemplate this Dhamma. Yoniso Manasikara is very important thing. Without understanding Four Noble Truth, you can't practice Yoniso Manasikara. So, and according to that understanding, you have to think. That is called Yoniso Manasikara. And Dhammalankara, you should practice Sila, Samadhi, Panya. So you should develop in your life. So if you develop these four faculties, you can become a Sotapanna. So when you develop this Kalyana Mitta Sevana and Saddhammasavana, Yoniso Manasikara, Dhammalankara, you can eradicate Sakkaya Ditti, Vicikicca, Silabata Parama. Sakkaya Ditti means wrong understanding about the body and the life. You have idea. So ordinary people have an idea. There is a person or soul in this body. So when you understand this Dhamma and when you practice this Dhamma, firstly, you can eradicate that wrong idea about the body and mind. That is called Sakkaya Ditti, first better. And Vicikicca, Silabata. If you eradicate Sakkaya Ditti, you don't try to eradicate. You don't want to try to eradicate Vicikicca and Silabata Parama. It is naturally disappeared. Only one thing you can do. Only one thing you need to complete. You need to eradicate. What is Sakkaya Ditti? So that is how you can become a Sotapanna. How to get rid of destruction of thoughts of close relatives who have passed away. And he has explained about that. their thoughts will be distracting, taking mind away from meditation. Yes. So when you think about one who becomes Sotapanna, so that is not take any kind of that person doesn't so that idea don't disturb to your mind. That means if you think about Arahantas, that thinking does not disturb you. Why? He is sacred person. When you think about Sotapan, now if you think about the Visakha, Maha Upasika, so that thinking does not disturb your mind. Why? He is a sacred person. Saka was a sacred person. So, but if we think about some other people, we don't know now. Today, if some person died, we don't know about his reappearance. So today we can't do that. So in this sutta, only we can see that kind of teachings, and in those days we can practice in that way. So during the Buddha's period, we can do that thing. Now today we can't do, but now we can recall about those. If you want to practice in that way, you can think about the Anath Pindika. You can think about the Visakha. So if you are a lay person, you can think about the Chitta Grupati, Anath Pindika. And there are so many lay person who become stream enter, once returner, non-returner. So you can recall about those people. Then you can encourage your mind. So this kind of people become Sotapanna. So then I can do that. I can develop my meditation. So you can do it. So if you think about some people close to you, then you have to get disturbed. Why? You have a link with them. So therefore you can't nowadays you can't decide that where that person go to. I think that is what Mr. Dhammika asked. If you are not clear, please ask again. Dear Bhante, Buddha performed miracles at certain times. What was the purpose for perform such miracles? So we say about that. Iddhi. So some person, there are so many discourses, suttas, especially Brahmins wanted to check the Buddha's 32 special qualities. It is called Mahapurusha Lakkana. They wanted to check them, whether these are have or not. They wanted to understand this is this a Buddha or not. So because they know that there are that kind of teachings in the Veda. So Veda is Veda books. So there were so many Veda books in the India. So they have learned them. They have studied them. It is called Mahapurusha Lakkana Anvayo. There were so many Brahmins. They have that knowledge. So if they know if these 32 qualities have any person, he become a Buddha or Chakravarti Raja. So they wanted to see whether this now Buddha's reputation, when they heard Buddha's reputation, they wanted to see exactly this is a Buddha or not. Then they come to the they go to see the Buddha. Then they try to check them in the Buddha's body. So they can see 30 special qualities. Passati Buddhas Kaye Dattins Mahapurusha Lakkanan Tapetta De. They see Buddha's body 30 marks without 2. Then sometimes that person can understand the Buddhism or Buddha's teaching, but his mind has a doubt. So therefore, he can't understand. His mind. There is a doubt in his mind. So this is a Buddha or not? There are some unbalance in his mind. So then Buddha understand this person find 32 special marks. So if not he see this mark, he doesn't come to a conclusion. So Buddha wanted to eradicate, abandon his doubt. So that if he abandoned his doubt, he can realize the Four Noble Truths. Then Buddha make some miracle, perform some miracle in order to abandon his doubt. So that is the idea. So in the commentaries we can see, if someone want to see the Buddha's heart, having seen Buddha's heart, if he eradicate his doubt, Buddha do it. Buddha saw it. Buddha's idea is realize the Buddha's Dhamma, help to understand this Dhamma. If someone understand after seeing Buddha's heart, Buddha saw that. If someone realized the Dhamma after the Parinibbana, Buddha do it. Why? Buddha know Buddha know the importance of the understanding this Dhamma. So that is why Buddha do it. So not for any other factors, only for realizing Dhamma to the people. Bhante, to do metta meditation or perhaps recall one's good deeds at the time of death, would this help attain favorable birth? Exactly. If you want to, so reading, I have two ideas to as answer this question. First one, so why do we learn this kind of discourse, this kind of suttas? So we can understand about the Tathagata. So when we read this kind of discourses, we can understand about the Tathagata's intention. When you understand about the Tathagata's intention, we can develop our faith faculty, Saddha. So why Buddha preach in this way? What the Buddha say? What did not the Buddha say? That is one thing. And what is the intention of the those bhikkhus in those days? So that is the thing. That is one thing. So when we think about the Tathagata, you earn, you collect so many kusala karma. So now we studied, now we discuss about this Naڵakapānasuttaṃ about 1 hour. So we have collected so many merits. All the time we think about the Buddha and Dhamma and Sangha. So it is a meditation, some kind of meditation, some kind of bhavana. That is one thing. And nowadays we can't recall a person who go to the nowadays if some people died, we can't do that. We can't think about that. But we can think some people who died during the Buddha's period who explain about the Buddha. So some especially we can think about the Visakha or Anathapindika or Chitta Grihapati, or there were so many people we can think about them. So according to your question, to do metta meditation or perhaps recall one's good deeds at the time of the death, would this help attain favorable rebirth? Yes. So that means someone's good deed means you recall about the kusala karma. It is not important thing that you should do. That is not want to a thing that your kusala karma, whichever kusala karma, if you can recall, that help you to reborn in favorable birth. But only the time when you go to the when you are go to die, you can't do that. You should you should have practice in that kusala karma with your mind while you living in this world. So when we are go to the die, when you are go to die, so it is not easy thing. So there are so many problems. So our body is not in good position. So we have suffering some illnesses. We can't control the mind, body. It is a large pain. So you can't do that practicing meditation at that time once. But if you practice during your lifetime Dhamma in a large context, in a broader context, you can recall easily. So according to your question, if we can recall any other kusala karma, it will help exactly. So that question was asked by Suits. The last question. Now again, good question here. Bhante, are there noticeable changes in a person that has attained Sotapanna? If so, what are they? Please, Sadhu. Okay, I think there are 10 petals in a person, in people, in normal people. Those are called dasa sanyojanas. Sanyojanas, 10 petals. Plus 3, if we become a Sotapanna, we can eradicate first 3. Those are called Sakkaya Ditthi, Vicikicca, Silabbata Paramasa. So Sakkaya Ditthi, the wrong understanding about the body and the mind. So we think that there is a soul in the body or in the mind. That is the wrong understanding about the body and the mind. It is called Sakkaya Ditthi. Vicikicca. Vicikicca means doubt. So he has a doubt about the Buddha's teaching. And Buddhe Kankati, Dhamme Kankati, Sanghe Kankati. There are Sanghe Kankati and Paticcasamuppadesu Dhammesu Kankati. He doubt about the Buddha, doubt about the Dhamma, doubt about the Sangha, doubt about the Paticcasamuppada Dhamma, and doubt about the Tisik Sila Samadhi Panya, and doubt about the past end and future end. It is called Pubbante Kankati, Aparante Kankati. So these are the doubt. Especially, you should when you eradicate Sakkaya Ditthi, you don't try to eradicate Vicikicca. Vicikicca means doubt. So doubt, especially doubt Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. And Silabbata Paramasa, third one. Third one is the Silabbata Paramasa. Silabbata Paramasa means wrong understanding about the Sila. He practiced Sila to become Arahanta. That means there are so many dispensations in the world. So there are so many religion teachers in this world. They have to they follow those teachers. Why? Because they think there are salvation in that following that precepts. So we can't realize the Nibbana, or we can't realize the salvation following the precept or virtues qualities. There, although we follow good virtues qualities, we can't salvage, we can't realize the Nibbana. So in the Buddhism, only we realize we realize Nibbana after after samadhi, after jnana darsana. So the sila precept help us to realize, precept help us to develop samadhi. So if you understand this, you don't think that virtues qualities give nibbana. Virtues qualities can't give the nibbana. If we develop if we develop virtues qualities, we can't take the nibbana from that. But developing virtues qualities, it helps us to build up samadhi. So samadhi helps us to build up jnana darsana. Jnana darsana helps us to build up nibbana, see the nibbana. So that is how he do it. So however, Silabbata Paramas means wrong practicing. Some people practice, they practice some suffering. They try to suffer their body. Some people follow some very difficult rules to realize the Nibbana. So they think the sensual pleasure is a bad thing. So we should give harm to this body. We should give some suffer to this body. They try to suffer this life. So by suffering, we can't do that. So understanding that clearly, correctly, called eradicate Silabbata Paramasa. So if you eradicate one thing, so from these three, you become Sotapanna. That means if you eradicate Sakkaya Ditthi, you don't need to try. If you eradicate Sakkaya Ditthi, you don't want to eradicate Vicikicca and Silabbata Paramasa. It is naturally eradicated. And if you eradicate Vicikicca, you don't need to eradicate. You don't need try to eradicate Sakkaya Ditthi and Silabbata Paramasa. Only one thing you can do. So others are appears as a defilement in your life because impact of those Sakkaya Ditthi and Sakkaya Ditthi. So if you have one thing, you have three. If you eradicated one thing, you eradicated three things. Disturbing thoughts can distract someone from doing meditation. Should you suppress them or get rid of them by contemplating? So we discuss about that. So when we think about others, about our departed people, exactly it will disturb to our meditation. So we discuss about that. If we want to develop or get encouragement to our meditation, we can think about so sacred people or who stream mentors and non-returners, once returners, and arhantas. If we think about those characters, we can get very in large scale to our meditation. We can get help in a large scale to our meditation, to our bhavana. So I think it is time to end the sermon. So there were so many good questions, and I'm happy to discuss with Dhamma. So friends, today we discuss about Naළakapānasuttaṃ in Majjhima Nikaya. You can read that sutta. They are very important Dhamma factors. I have given the link of the sutta in the post, so you can read sutta. So let's do Anumodana. First of all, most venerable Mahankadavila Sudarsana Thero and most venerable Mahankadavila Nandaratana Thero, most venerable Padmale Kumara Kassapa Thero, Viku Pesala, Bhante Sudasro, Ayasoma, and all live joiners, all the Bhikkhu Sangha in the world, especially in the via Empty Cloud Monastery. So, friends, let's transfer these merits to Devas. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumodittva chiran rakkantu buddha sasanam. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumodittva chiran rakkantu buddha savakam. Akasatta ca bummatta devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumodittva bodhayantu sivam padam. So, my friends, now I bless all of you. Sabbhityo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavadantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. Thero Sarnai to all of you. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon.